Good morning, students. This is ADETAYO from the Department of Business Administration. We are on lecture 6 and we are still on ENT211, which is entrepreneurship and innovation. So, the topic for today is business recognition, business registration, forming alliances, and joint venture. That is what we want to look at in today's class or in today's lecture. So we are looking at the business registration, the forming of alliances and the joint venture. Let's take them one after the other. Starting with the business registration. What we mean by this business registration is just if you have a business, you have a company you are running, you need to register your business under CAC. The CAC I'm talking about is not the Christ Apostolic Church, but we are talking about the Corporate Affairs Commission. That is where you can register your business or your company. And the reason why you are registering this business is just to have a legal backing to be registered under law. All activities that you'll be involved in that business will be legally binded, and there won't be a sort of harassment by someone. No agency will just come to your shop or your company to harass you. But if the company is legally binded and registered, then you are free to do some certain things and to also enjoy some benefits. The registration of this business is just for the purpose of having a legal backing, just like I have said, and also it also deals with a separate legal entity which separates you from your business. You are the owner and you also be separated from the organizational or the company liability. So what do we mean by this business registration? It's just the formal process of establishing a business as a legal entity. It's just a formal process of establishing a business as a legal entity, allowing it to operate within the regulatory framework of a given jurisdiction. So you allow it to operate within the regulatory framework, within the regulatory board or law, within the society or within the environment, within the local government or the country where the business is being registered. So this is the process of officially establishing a business entity with the relevant government authorities. Like you go to local government where you can also register your businesses. We have some CAC, we have CAC that you can also apply register your business under. So it's just to make the business to be formally recognized, to have a formal benefit and recognition. So the essence of this business registration is just to comply with the law within that society, within the country, to comply with the law, to legitimize your business as well. And also it will bring about an access to benefit by protecting your business under the law. There are taxes that you have to pay, and you also have the tax advantages and also credibility with customers and your partners in businesses as well. So the business registration is very important when it comes to business activities, because with your business you also contribute to the economic growth. Alright, you contribute to the economic growth, you contribute to the economic development. So the business registration is a very important aspect for every organization. It could be, if it is a small business might not necessarily need a registration, but if you do a registration of your businesses, the tax or all other thing that will be attached to it might not necessarily be that compulsory, or but the major thing is that it separates you from your business. Once the business is registered, so you are being separated as an individual and that organization as well, or the company. So you are being separated with the business liability. So let's look at the purpose of this business registration. Just like I said, there are a lot of purposes, there are a lot of reasons why people register their businesses. And number one here we have a legal protection or a legal recognition. And this case of legal recognition is just to give you like a backup, a unique identity, a unique name, a unique identity, and it enable you or enable your organization to operate within the law. You have a legal protection, you have a legal recognition because you are identified, you are recognized under the law. You have the number, you have the company registration number that will be given to you. So it also provide the business with a unique identity. You'll be able to identify your business that is under the law or that is operating under the law within that society or that within that country or environment. We also have tax compliance, and this ensure the business is registered for tax purposes. You know, in your shop you go have there are certain amount that depending on how large or how big your company or your business is. So there are taxes that will be attached to it that you have to pay. And the essence of paying tax is just to contribute to the economic growth, you contribute to that local government where your business is located, you contribute to the corporate social affairs of that of that environment, environment. So the tax compliance also part is also part of the purpose why people register their businesses, just to ensure that the business is registered for tax purposes and can obtain necessary tax identification number, the TIN, that is the tax identification number. So we will also be given that number as well. Then we also have liability protection, and this is it shows that the after the business has been registered, it protects personal assets from that of business liability. Are you getting it? So that is the liability protection in the case of liability limited liability entity. So the registration protects the business owner from the asset of the business owner from that of the business liability. We also have access to funding, because when the business is being registered or when the business is registered, you have access to funding, because there are some cases whether you need a loan, you want to generate a loan from bank or from a cooperative society. So access to this fund will this registration of business will give you access to fund, because there are some cases that the when you get to bank you want to get a loan, they ask for this registration of businesses, so they will be able to know whether it's a legitimate business that you are doing or not, and also to identify that your business is being registered, is registered and operating under the law. So that will give them a proof for you, to give them a proof in for you to have an access to that loan from the bank or from that investment. Then we also have credibility. The credibility will give it gives customers and suppliers the trust, right? The credibility is just that the customer and the supplier will have trust in your businesses. They have trust in your business, in your company, your organization, and they will be able to work with you because the business is being registered. So they will be able to work with you. They won't be feeling like they are working with a fraud business or business partner or something like that. So it give them the courage, the proof to have to work with you and to trust your business activities and the like. So that is about the credibility. The credibility is just like the last time that we talked about the forms of business ownership, where we have the sole proprietorship, the limited liability company, the corporation, and even cooperative society as well, the partnership. So all these forms of businesses can also be registered depending on how big or personality, depending on your own personal your personal understanding about the registration of this business. But it's very important that you register your business under the law to give you some benefits, to give you some purposes that you need to achieve in registering your business as well. Then let's look at the steps in business registration. When you want to register your business, you have it in mind that you want to register your business, there are some steps you need to take. It's not something that you just go to a local government or you look for a CAC um where they are located and just go there to register your business. But there are steps that you need to take. There are things you need to understand. There are things you need to acquire, you need to know in registering your business. The first thing is that you choose a business name. And don't forget we said this business registration, it separates you, the owner, from the business. Alright. In that case, once a business has been registered, you can sue and be sued. Alright. So the first thing is to choose a business name. What name did I want to give to my company, or what name will my company will be bearing, you know. In that case, you need to do research because there are some companies that also use the name that you have in mind. So you'll be able to know, "Oh, this name has been in existence, I need to change the name, or something must be different. Your own organizational name must be different from another company, because if you are using the existing one, they will not register the business for you until you get a unique name, a name that is different, that will make your business unique and different from other businesses. So you ensure the name is unique and complies with naming laws in your jurisdictions. We also have to determine the legal structure. You need to determine the legal structure, that is, you decide the appropriate entity type for your business goals. You have an objective, you have a legal structure, you have what you want to achieve. So you must have an appropriate entity type of your business goals. You also have register with the appropriate authority. You need to register with the appropriate authority, whether by you want to go national through your federal government, or you want to have a federal registration just like trademarks, the patents or taxes, or you want to go by local or state registration where you will be given license, you will be given permit or zoning requirements. To know what the license is all about, what it give you an agreement. You are licensed, they give you a license to act. Alright. So we also have to, another step is to obtain a tax identification number. When you are registering your number, you will be given, your business will be given this TIN, which is tax identification number. And this will also assist in making sure that your business is valid and is very formal under the law. You also register for taxes. You have to pay taxes. You register for the taxes based on your operations. We also have secure license and permit. You also secure license and also permit. Then you open a business bank account. After all other processes, other steps, you will also open a business account. In that case, you keep personal savings, or your personal savings, your personal money away from that of your business finance. So you won't be mixing your personal money with that of your business as well. So that is the steps in business registration. And let's look at the benefits of registering your business. What are the benefits you derive when you register your business? What are the benefits it give you? What are the achievements you'll be able to get when you register your business? It gives you a liability protection, or a legal protection, a legal recognition as well, and also give you tax advantage. It give you tax advantage. It also give you brand protection. when you are talking about a brand protection, you are talking about the logo, the name of your business, the design of your business. So it prevents others from legally using your business name or your business logo. That is the brand protection. And we also have expansion opportunities. It brings about opportunities because people see your business, legal business. They will be seeing it as a business that involve fraud or all other unlegal activity. So it brings about expansion opportunity because it's a registered business and people will see it and have an ability to operate in multiple jurisdiction. Because you have registered, you can also operate in another society, and it also give rooms for grants. It gives room for grant of loan, so you can apply for grant and apply for loan in the banking institutions and other financial institutions as well. So these are the benefits you derive in registering your business. As we have the benefits, we also have the challenges when you want to register your business. Part of the challenges that you might face is the cost of registering your business is depending on the business you are doing, alright. So the fees that will be charged might be might be something that is very high from your own side, and that's why I said it depends on the kind of business you are dealing with or the kind of business you are involved into. So the fee for registration, renewal and compliance vary by location depending on the location you have. So definitely the cost of registering your business will also be influenced by that of your location. If you are in a local environment in Nagoya here and you want to register your business, the cost that you will be charged will be minimal compared to your business is located in Lekki, is located in Lagos State, in Abuja. The cost of registration will be very high from that location, from that aspect or from that area. So we also have complexity, paperwork are involved and the requirement differ significantly between regions and the industries. So you have the complexity about the paperwork and other requirements that will be asked of. Then we also have the time, the delay in registering your business or the delay in achieving that goals will also is also part of the challenges that people face when they want to register their businesses, and that is why some people will just leave it and forget about it because of the process, because of the time that is involved. So delay may arise due to processing time and documentation issues. So in documenting the activities, the registration, so it may take longer period before you are able to achieve that purpose. So those are the challenges in business registration. And now let's go to the concept of forming alliances. And what do we mean by these alliances? When you're talking about alliances, just like you ally with two or more business or company or industry to form one. So it's just like a formal agreement between two or more organizations or between two or more countries or nations. So that is alliance. And the forming of alliances in this form or in this topic, it means that it's a relationship, all right? It brings about relationship between two or more countries or organization that have the same similar goals or the same similar purpose and agree to work together in achieving this similar objective, this similar purpose. And we can see this forming alliances as a strategic approach, alright, by achieving mutual goals in building partnership between individual, organization and the nation. So these alliances also brings about shared interest because you are forming this relationship, you are forming this organization based on the shared interest that you have, based on the same goals, the same objective that you have with one another, that is the two or more countries or between two or more organizations. So it brings about the shared interest that you have in expanding your business, in expanding your organization. The concept of dis forming alliances also have some key important aspect where we have the shared goals and objective. The two countries that want to come together to work together, they must have the same purpose, they must have the same goals. You know, just like you forming a business with someone, with a partner, that you have the same goals, you want to achieve the same thing, you have the same mind, alright, you have the same interest on what you want to achieve. So it is easy to share, to have a shared interest, to share goals and objective. You also have mutual benefits. You will be able to gain value from the relationship that you have, alright. You gain value from the relationship you have with one another, which include the sharing of resources, sharing of your capital. It reduce the cost and also increase security, and also give you access to new opportunities, alright. It give you access to new opportunities because by the time two heads are put together, you achieve more, you achieve more opportunity, you achieve more aims, you achieve a better goals and objective, rather than only one person conducting the affairs of the business or organization. We also have trust and communication. In dis forming alliances, we also build trust, and there is a communication, a constant communication in sustaining dis alliance, in sustaining dis relationship between two or more countries or organization. There is a defined roles and responsibility, alright. You clearly define the roles and the responsibility between the two organization in order to avoid misunderstanding and also to ensure accountability. We have the conflict resolution mechanism, there is flexibility and adaptability, there is cultural sensitivity and even sustainability, which brings about a long term goals. It brings about the long time survival of that organization and to achieve a long time success in that organization by building relationship over time. Dis will help in sustaining that organization, in keeping that organization for long period of time. We have types of alliances. We have three types of these alliances. We have the strategic alliances, we have the political alliances, and we have the community alliances. Under the strategic alliances, it deals with the formal agreement. It entail and deals with formal agreement between the businesses or organization to collaborate on specific project or goals. So in dis case, there is a formal agreement between the two organization, between the two companies as well, in order to collaborate and achieve specific goals and objective. We also have political alliances, and dis one has to do with partnership between countries or political groups of pipu to pursue common interest in their society, in their arena. So we have the political alliances as well, which has to do with partnership between countries or the political groups, and also the community alliances, and dis has to do with the local area, the local environment or organizations that are working together to address shared society, to address shared social, economic and environmental challenges. You have heard about what we call corporate social responsibility. So the community alliances is for two or more organization working together to assist the society to bring about achievement of goals in that environment or in that society where the business is located. So we have the forming alliances. Now to joint ventures. The joint venture is it means that a business arrangement where two or more parties or two or more organization come together to undertake a specific project or activities by pooling their resources, expertise or capital while also sharing risk and reward. If there is reward, you share it, and if there is risk, you also share the risk. So joint venture is when two or more company come together with the same mindset and form a new business. It could be that I have a business, another person have a business that they are running on their own, but we have the same interest, we have the same goals, we have the same objective. So we also come together to form another new business, that is joint venture. And in this case, you have a collaborate achievement, and you also agreed upon some certain things in order to achieve a common goals and to achieve the organization goals and objective. Under this joint venture, there is something we call share objective. Just like I've explained, you have the same objective, you have the same mindset. So you share the objective, you share your vision, you share the goals that you have in order to bring about the growth or to achieve that organization establishment by launching a new business, a new market, and it will make it easy to enter into a new market because it's a new business, it's a new entity as well. So we also have separate legal entity, that is it consists or this joint venture can exist as a contractual agreement whereby you separate the owner from the business activities. It's a separate legal entity on its own, and it has to do with a company or a partnership. We also have limited scope and duration. In this case, joint ventures are formed for a defined purpose and dissolved upon achieving their objective. You know, when you say two companies come together to achieve the same goal, there is a purpose, there is a goal that is attached, there is a reason attached to it that brings about a new business, that brings about the establishment of new business or new company. So this can be formed for a defined purpose and also dissolved when the goals has been achieved. We also have share risk and reward. You share risk, you share the reward. If there is risk involved, you share it between the two or more parties or between the two or more company. And also if there is reward, we also have autonomy as well. In this case, the parties maintain their independent operations outside the ventures, and these are the key features of this joint venture. We also have types of joint ventures where we have equity based joint ventures, and we also have contractual joint ventures. And what we mean by this equity based joint venture is that partners contribute capital to form a new entity. The partners, the parties that are coming together, the companies that are coming together to form one, they contribute capital in order to establish a new entity, in order to establish a new business. That is the equity based joint venture. And also ownership is distributed based on the investment. Depending on the investment you have in that organization or in that company, so the ownership is also distributed in that kind of business. And we also have the contractual joint ventures. And in this case, the partners work together under a legal agreement without forming a new entity. The first one, which is equity based joint venture, is that they come together, they contribute capital, they contribute resources in forming a new entity, in forming a new business. But in the case of contractual joint venture, the partner only work together based on a legal agreement without forming a new entity. Just like you have a task, you have what you want to achieve, and you believe that if you put company A and company B together, you will be able to achieve that purpose for us. So that is the contractual agreement. It is based on contracts that you'll be able to achieve your goals and the objective. So in this joint venture, the advantage of this joint venture is that they pool resources together. They pool capital together, their resources, their the common interest that they have, they share everything together, they pull everything together to achieve their goal. Even the strength that they have, they pull everything together in achieving their goals. We also have the market entry, and this also bring about a new market entry. It provide access to a new market entry in regions. We also have risk sharing, just like I've explained. If there is reward, you share it, and if there is risk involved, you also share the risk that is involved. There is also room for innovation, because these joint ventures also brings about innovation. It brings about new things, it brings about new development, new materials, new resources, and foster collaboration and the development of a unique product or services. Alright, because we are bringing different experience that people have between the two parties. You have different experience, so you put the experience together to achieve the same common goal. Then the disadvantage is that there is a conflict of interest, that is differences in objective or management styles can cause disputes. This is the style I know, this is the style another person know. By the time you want to put the resources, I mean the style together, there will be a conflict of interest, except there's an agreement. So this is the unless there is a uh, an agreed interest or an agreed objective or an agreed style, management style that you want to use. So this can also be a challenges to this joint venture, that is in terms of the conflict of interest. We also have limited control, because participants may need to compromise in decision making. So there is limited control in this case as well. We also have profit sharing. Earnings must be distributed according to the agreement. The agreement you have when joining the organization or when coming together to have a joint venture, there is an agreement on how to share your profit and how to share your loss. We also have the solution challenges. The solution challenges is just that exiting a joint venture can be complex and may also lead to dispute. Organization that two, three people build up together, and if anything happen, to dissolve such business will be very complex and very difficult in dissolving. And it's one of the challenges as well when it comes to joint ventures. The dissolution challenges is also a disadvantages to these joint ventures. What are the steps to form a joint ventures? When you look at the joint ventures, if you want to form a joint ventures, what are the steps you need to take? What are the steps you need to follow? We have identify partners. You need to identify the type of partners you want to have. You select the type of organization you want to work with or you want to comply with. So you need to look at the identify partners. You also need to define your objective, right? This is different from an individual business. This is a joint business. So you need to first identify your objective, the real objective, the reason why you are having that joint venture. So you need to identify your stated objective. There must be a draft of agreement, a draft of what? An agreement. You did establish a covering contribution. You establish a covering contribution, the profit sharing, and even the dispute resolution as well. We also have the legal structuring. You decide whether to form a new entity or to operate under a contract. That is the two types of joint venture that we have. We have the equity based joint venture and the contractual joint ventures. So you will be able to identify from that point that is it to build up a new entity, a new business, or we want to work on the contract and still achieve the same common goals. We also have operational planning. The operational planning is just to set up the governance, the management and execution strategy that you want to use in operating that joint ventures. So joint venture is a flexible and strategic approach to achieving specific business objective while leveraging the collective strength of the partners. So we just coming together of two or more parties to achieve the same common goal. Parties that have the same interest, that have the same that share the same interest, the same mission, coming together to achieve that goals is what we refer to as joint venture. Thank you for listening.